think I'll talk about the experience that we had to go through yesterday. When I first heard Sienna wanted to do this, my first reaction was, I will not be able to handle it. She very quickly reminded me this wasn't about me, this was about the message. So therefore, I supported her through it. It was an extremely hard, I guess it was about a month and a half leading up to this. I delayed the process of filling out the obituary, signing the paper, putting the poster together, because every time I had to do it, it seemed so real. I truly support the program. I support Sienna in wanting to do this, but you guys have no idea. I didn't know how hard it was going to be. I recently lost a family member 2 weeks ago. It was not from drinking and driving, it was from texting and driving. She was 16. Then yesterday we had to deal with this drinking and driving. It can happen to anybody at any point. We all hear that life is too short. I talk about it all the time. Yesterday actually really changed my life. I know that's hard to imagine, but it did. When that phone rang and I got the phone call, my heart stopped. I knew it wasn't real. I knew it was an enactment. But as I was told to go to the hospital because Sienna was being airlifted, as I was driving, I could see the helicopter. My natural reaction was to turn my hazard lights on, speed past everybody to try to get there, thinking that I was going to make a difference. When the doctors came out, took me in, pronounced her dead, it was the worst thing that any mother or anybody could imagine. If this made a difference in one person's life, then it was all worth having to do. We all make choices. I just hope that each one of you remembers that every time you make a choice, there is an effect. There is a consequence. Whether it's good or bad, it not only affects you, but it affects your immediate circle, which is your family, and it affects people that are around you. God has all given us a life, and I don't think that any one of us should take it for granted or disrespect ourselves by making the wrong choice. I hope that this really opened up y'all's eyes to the choices that y'all decide to make. Thank you.
I'm going to read a letter that I wrote to my parents if this was the last thing I had to say to them. Dear Daddy, I know we don't have the best relationship, and I don't like most of the things you like to do. I also know that you do so much for me. I never take enough time to thank you for everything. I truly wish that we could be closer, but we both are always so stubborn. We both seem to get angry easily. I don't know what I'm sorry. I really do love you with all my heart. I have no clue what I would do if you weren't in my life. You always support me in everything I do, even if you can't make it to all my games and stuff. How hard you work for your family is something I hope I can do when I'm older. Thank you so much for never stopping and always trying to make our family better. Thank you for being such a strong Christian, because I really have always looked up to you as an example, even if you don't see it. I love you so much. And this one's to my mom. Dear Mom, I love you so much. I don't even know where to start. Even thinking of one day without you, even thinking of one day knowing I'll never see you again hurts my heart. You're there for me no matter what. Without you, I never would have made it this far in my life. You're my everything, my role model, my rock, my mommy. Even when I try to push you away, you're still there for me. I will never forget all of the times when I ran away from you and you come to me. Somehow, even when I'm mad at you, your hug makes everything better. I know I'm definitely not the best child all the time. I'm rude, selfish, stubborn, disobedient, and outright mean sometimes. You are pretty much the perfect, best mom you could ever be, and you always love me through it. I know sometimes I get upset with you and I'm sorry. You try so hard to do everything right for us, and I never thank you enough. So thank you, Mommy. Thank you for making us kids your whole life. Thank you for putting your soul into raising us right. I truly hope that one day I can become even half the mom you are, or that was always my dream. You mean everything to me. I don't know how to put into words all the love I feel for you. Thank you for all those Sundays you forced me out of bed and into church, because when the time was right, God revealed himself to me, and now I know one day we'll be together in heaven. Thank you for always being there for me, even if it's just to listen. Thank you for your love and support. I hope you're proud of who I have become. I love you. I love you more than words can say. Lexi.
It really is, for parents who've experienced it. As I look out here at all of you, I know all of you experience loss in different ways. Maybe not so suddenly or so seemingly so senseless, but I know each of you can take something from this. I want to thank each of the participants who've helped bring this message to us, to the many honorable emergency service providers who work with the school to bring this message forward, to the parents who are here who have stepped up and said, we're going to help carry this message forward even after today. And particularly to one parent, to Ms. McCain, who shared her story and the life of a beautiful young woman that was ended far too soon. But I also want to thank you students. I'm new to Pleasanton, particularly to the high school. And I commented to somebody earlier, this is the first time I've gotten to see you together as a group. And I can tell you how proud I am to be a part of this school district. As I watched you yesterday and I watched you today, treat this moment, which we know is an enactment, but you've taken this message and you've treated it with respect and responsibility and maturity, and you've honored the guests who've come to share their stories. And I hope that's an indication that you're truly reflecting on what this message says to us. This has been a message about choices, about responsibility, about how in a single second a decision you make changes everything. Not just for you, but for the people around you, for your friends. That decision you make when you've taken a drink and gotten in a car when you shouldn't have. That decision you make when you get in a car with somebody you know has been drinking. That decision, whether it's even about alcohol, when you're texting while you're driving or you're driving erratically. Those important decisions you make so quickly, thinking you're invincible. I have been in this business 30 years, and I can tell you I have been to many funerals of high school students. Each one of them the result of a senseless moment in time, and I don't want to go to